Morning, morning, morning. Okay, so I have the chat box open. My hope this morning was that we could role play a little bit. So I will do the hard part. You guys get to do the easy part and be just the consumer. But I would like some helpers on that. And then I would also like to know, what do you want to role play and what do you want to talk about? So I will start with kind of sharing my screen with the table of contents and see what you think. Is there anything in particular you've been running into out there in the world? Anything you want to talk through? If not, we're going to pick some objections. Anyone? Anyone? Don't be scared.
I
Uh-oh,
just
you're on
have,
mute.
yeah, I just
Okay.
have, I need help figuring out how to close people. I mean,
Okay.
they come to me and I just can't, like, for instance, I went to the open house this weekend and
Okay.
I had a perfect opportunity. The gentleman was leaving. They looked at the house, started chatting with him, and I mean, I had the
Okay.
perfect opportunity. I thought, well, we're going to move in a
Let's.
year.
Okay.
I didn't go for it. I didn't get him. Instead, we gave him a card. Oh, give me a call.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't get him to here, sign this, and then I can, you know what I mean? What
Okay.
is that?
Well, what is it? Does the sign this make it weird?
I
Are
guess
you
I feel like
forgetting to,
I'm very,
what's going on in your head when
I
that's
don't
happening? Are you thinking anything or are you just having the conversation and then they walk away and you're like, "Oh gosh."
know. The whole time I'm thinking, have him sign something. Have him sign, no, get his done for me. I just can't like, hey,
Okay.
why don't you? So,
Okay.
uh,
Okay, let's role play this. This is common. Everybody give her some digital thumbs up or whatever if you are the same. This is really, really, really common. Okay, and two things I'm going to tell you. We got to retrain our brain. What's the question you could ask? Okay, so that's where I want your brain going instead of how do I get them to sign something? What's the
yeah.
question I should ask them to get where I need to go? So just
Yeah.
in conversation, just tell me if you know what that is, or anyone else, throw it in the chat box if you've got one, because this is good brainstorming and this is a great reason why role playing is fun, because it gets your wheels turning. So
Are
can
you
you think
talking
of
about
what that was?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What do
so
you
when you have
wish
a
you would
real
have asked
estate,
them?
so when you have a real estate question, who do you contact? That one?
Nope. Don't even get
No?
so specific.
Oh,
Like, just think if you would have said anything at all on the face of the earth and you would have had no limitations, what would you have asked him? What do you wish you would have asked him?
oh. Yeah, do you have a realtor? But I don't want them to say yes or no. I want to just, I don't know.
Yeah,
What is
you
it?
want to meet with them.
Oh, I want to meet with them.
Yeah, you want to schedule the appointment. Look at
Oh,
that
even though they're
aha.
not ready for a year or so?
Yes,
Really?
yes, 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 yes. Okay, so the strategy, everyone, is we want to take them from that far away and pull them in closer. These
Okay.
open house people, 9 times out of 10, are not ready for 12 to 18 months. That's the average.
Okay.
Okay, so it is very rare, first of all, that you're going to be in an open house and actually find a right now buyer that's ready to write an offer. It does happen. It does happen, right? However, more what you need, that's a bonus. That's icing on the cake. More what you need to be planning on is building a database and building more long-term relationships to educate them. And likely your education will make them move faster, potentially. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it may not. Okay. So this is great conversation. What is the guard of would I meet with them too soon? What could happen if you met with them too soon?
Man, nothing.
Nothing,
Just
right?
nothing that's
Exactly.
already
So,
happening. Nothing.
yeah. And what are we afraid of? If we met them too soon, they could say no. They might feel like that's too aggressive. They might,
hmm
right?
hmm
And
Or if you asked for the appointment, they said no.
Right.
So that's like a rejection. So I gotta not be
Okay.
afraid of rejections.
Yep. And then what? So then they say no.
Oh, well, here, write your name on the paper. Then I can go that route and then bug them, right?
Yeah,
I shouldn't
well,
say
we
bug
don't
them.
ever want to bug them, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you got to have your questions ready because you're trying to pre-qualify them. This is
Hmm.
pre-qual, right? So
Okay.
you're trying to find out what are your goals and do they
Hmm.
align with what my skills are?
Yeah.
Okay, that's totally different. So, what were their goals? Did you find out any of their goals?
Yeah, the house that they owned now was a little small, so they needed something bigger. And the
Okay,
one that they saw was bigger, but it had too much work to do. So they're looking for
okay,
something that
okay.
they need like a basement or a loft.
Let's just role play this. And then at that point, did you said, and do you have a realtor that's helping you look at properties already?
I don't remember if I said asked that.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So that's an opportunity where you could have,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And then say, because that's what I would have said. Yeah, I can totally get that. And to find the perfect thing, we probably are going to have to sit down and really go through what your goals are for this move. I can hone you in on different areas. So what do
Mm.
you think? Should we meet maybe this week? Do you have time for coffee? Maybe Thursday afternoon or Friday?
Mm.
Okay. Go for the appointment.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's kind of keep role playing. So that's where I could have taken that one for an appointment. They're just talking about this house was different than another. Okay. And
Hmm.
I would have said, yeah. And that's exactly why we should meet because every house is going to have some positives. Every house is going to have some negatives. And for us to really hone in on what the perfect thing would be for you, I need to know your true goals for this move. So
Hmm.
would it be worth it if we sat down maybe and grabbed coffee, 30 minutes? Let's kind of talk through all that. Okay. Go for the
Hmm.
appointment.
Okay.
Okay. So then let's keep going. Smaller. The other one was too big. Okay, great. And what else were their goals? Did they have a timeline?
Yeah. Well, they've been looking, haven't seen anything. So,
Okay.
um, yeah, they had to stay between Muncie and Fishers because both of them worked different locations.
Okay. Yeah.
They did,
So
the one
the
thing they
fact
really
that,
liked about this was the yard. They like nobody
okay.
behind them, which is their current home.
Okay, love that. So yeah, you got quite a bit of information. So when they said they'd been looking, that's when you absolutely should have asked, and are you working with a realtor
Yeah.
to look at these properties?
Yeah, yeah.
So was your gut that they did have a realtor or probably not if
I
you're
don't think
kicking
so.
yourself? Okay,
Mm-mm.
okay, perfect.
I think they're
So,
just open house people.
okay. So number one, everybody make sure you've got your pre-qual questions memorized. Okay, because that's one of them. So let's go real quickly. Two, and anytime, I'm going to go 33. I'm going to go to seller prequal for these guys because they had a house to sell, right?
Mm.
That's too small. And so their whole goal is to get to something bigger with a nice yard.
Hmm. And an extra room.
An extra room. Okay, hold on. So this is on page 33. Okay, I'm going to share my script. I'm going to share my thing, and people chime in the chat box and stuff if you've got things to add or questions to ask or anything. And if you've got other scenarios, keep throwing them in because we'll keep working
Well,
through these. Okay,
that's what, before you go to the seller thing, why wouldn't I stay on the buyer thing? Because people don't want to move until they get the thing they want to go
so
to,
again,
right?
asking the questions, right, Connie? So I don't know what questions you asked and where you went.
Hmm.
If you look at this list, right? What goals will that accomplish? And will you be purchasing another home? Do you need the
Mm.
money from the sale of this home towards the
Mm.
purchase of the new home? So anytime
Right.
they own one currently, this is the route I need to go,
Okay. Okay.
right? To even find out, can they do it? So if I'm
Yeah.
asking them this, right,
Okay.
that's
That
where
makes
I need
sense.
to be. In the event it doesn't sell, what's your backup plan? Can you buy without selling, right? That'd be the first thing. Can you buy without selling? If they can, then go the buy route if that's what it
Okay.
feels like they want to do. But again, you got to find out what are their goals. Is their goal to find a house first and then sell theirs? Or is their goal to get something bigger, do them both at the same time? All the reasons we need a meeting and we don't want to assume anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, as you're asking through these, right? So, what has you thinking about moving? They would have said, go ahead and
Yeah.
role play it with me.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
would they have said?
Yeah, we need a bigger house. The daughter's getting a little older and we want to have a place for her to bring her friends.
Got it. And are you hoping to purchase another home?
Yeah, we need to sell ours first, though.
You do. So, you do need the money from your house to put down on the new one. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. And we're not gonna probably move for another 6 months or so. So it'll
Okay.
probably be next year.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So that's exactly why we should meet. So, do you have time maybe later this week and we can sit down and talk about your house and talk about how we might be able to throw all these balls in the air of a purchase and a sale and
Hmm.
really help you create a game plan for how you want to pull this all off in the next year and a half?
Yeah. No, I don't think we need to meet.
Okay, I totally get
No.
that. So, where do you feel like you are in this process? What are the questions you're asking
Actually,
most right now?
yeah.
Okay, so what
No,
did I do?
you pivoted to another question.
Another
Yeah.
question. You
Yeah.
guys, I'm telling you, you gotta have ask questions, ask questions, ask questions everywhere in your world, right? It
Hmm.
gets you out of every objection on earth.
Yeah. Well, sort of. Here's what
It
I
does.
find. People don't want to have you over because their house isn't ready to have company.
Totally.
So how
Yeah.
do we go
Okay.
around that one?
Okay. And I always said, oh, I totally get that. I would not want you over today either.
Mm,
So, would you feel more comfortable if you met at Starbucks?
mm.
Ultimately,
But
I'm going to have to see your house.
you have to have them admit that that was the problem before you go,
Totally. They are
right?
going to have to tell me that. And
Hmm.
then I'm going to have to get into that. Oh, I totally get that, you
Okay.
know. And here's the two things I would say about that. I get it. Wouldn't want you in my house right now either. And I'll assure you 100% I'm not your buyer. I'm just
Okay.
coming to look at it to help you sell it. I am not buying your house, so you do not need to impress me.
Okay.
Okay, and that's exactly what they do. They'd laugh, and I'd be like, if I had the money, I would take it, I promise, but I'm not going to buy your house. So, right,
Okay.
you don't have to worry about what I think. And better for me to see it exactly how it is. However, I totally get that. If you're not ready for me to come in, I get it. Why don't we just meet at Starbucks or something close to the house? What's right there near you that we could just sit down and kind of talk about it?
Okay.
Okay, so then I would go there. Great. Keep throwing objections.
Okay. All right. Why do you have them go there versus like an office where you can?
Oh, it does not matter.
Okay.
Whatever. Whatever feels more comfortable in the conversation at the time. The
Okay.
other thing would be it depends on where I'm at in my open house, right? If my office is in Carmel, where mine currently is, and I'm in Brownsburg at my open house, I'm likely not going to meet at the office because we're looking in Brownsburg and I'm going to
Oh,
ask more questions, but it may mean that we're going to be doing business in Brownsburg,
I
right?
see.
So we
Okay.
may want to meet out there. So that would be the only thing that would drive me either way.
Okay.
Ideally, the office, though, always, because then you don't get stood up. If you get stood up, you're at your office.
Well, my thought was then I can also get online and have them see the screen.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
So, again, okay, so let's go back to you just really didn't ask for the appointment, right? You were trying to jump to somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's because our brain tries to take the path of least resistance, which to us feels like let's just get their phone number and their email and then I'll just stalk them afterwards.
I didn't even do that.
You're right, because you get scared. You get in your head and you're like, oh, and then that feels crazy. I don't want to stalk anyone afterwards. I want them to
Yeah.
know why I'd reach out afterwards,
Yeah.
right? That's exactly. So if you're setting it up to feel like it's kind of back ended, it does feel different. Right? That's
Hmm.
why I just always wanted to be right out there. Here's exactly, it's also why I never like to sign in sheet because I just want the conversation. If they're taking time to have the conversation, that's the people I'm going to work with.
Hmm.
So if I've got 10 people coming through and only two are going to stop and engage with me, those are the two I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to worry about the other eight,
Hmm.
right? But
Hmm.
again, you got to feel that out. And if you have time with each, the game is to figure out how you get to the appointment on all eight that come through, right? That used to be the game I'd play, but you can't always, and you got to be just not attached to the outcome.
Oh, I like that. Make it a game. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Something
Oh,
totally
love that,
different.
right? You got to compete with yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, right? You got to be playing games with yourself. So
Mhm.
that's a great way to role play. And, right, role play with your open house people that are coming in. And your goal is just to get to where you can say, ah, that's exactly why we should meet, actually. Right? And just
Right.
get everyone to that point. That was what the hook I was always looking for.
Yeah.
That's why we should meet. Okay. That's what I
That,
was always listening for.
yeah. And it sounds like I need to do this more than just Sunday so that I have more practice.
Yes. And that's why role playing is important. Okay. So
Hmm.
this is a good role play call for anyone that would like to try to find role play partners. Throw it in the chat box because you really do have to role play and role play consistently. And this is why it feels so weird. But when you have the open house conversation 35 times with someone else before you go into your open house this weekend, it's going to change everything. Right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
we get in our own ways by feeling like, oh, that role play feels weird. And I can either have another open house with no practice, or I can get a bunch of practice in this week and then go kill it at my open house this
Mhm.
weekend by just bringing somebody else in.
Okay.
Right?
Good.
So the other thing, if humans feel weird to role play with Chat GPT. Okay, go to your AI and role play with it. That's what I was going to do if no one helps today, and I'll show you how it happens. Okay,
Oh.
but it's a really good role play partner, and you can speak with it. You don't have to type. Okay, so you can have a dialogue back and forth. You can change its voice, you can do all that kind of stuff. But here's the biggest thing, if you haven't time blocked to practice, you're never going to do it. If it isn't on your calendar, you're not going to do it, right? So
Hmm.
put it on your calendar, and you need it on your calendar as many times as you need it to happen in your life. And good one. If you've got an open house this weekend, Connie, I want you to say, I need a couple role plays before this open house and just
Yeah.
practice that and see how it changes it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yes, role play is so important.
Okay.
And go back to this, everyone. I promise if you have your seller pre-presentation questions and your buyer pre-presentation questions out and in front of you at all times, you can take any conversation in any direction you want. Okay? So that's
Hmm.
important because we always say, what are we going to say?
Hmm.
Right? Just jump into these. And again, one and two, you got to skip if we're in an open house.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless you've gotten there and then you're like, okay, you probably are going to come back to that. If you set an appointment, you're at their house, you know all this, and you're going to say, and just quick to make sure we're all on the same page, are you ready to list your home with me when I come out? Or is this just a meeting to discuss price and preparation? Okay.
Mm.
And
Okay.
then what would your top two goals from the meeting be? But these are the things. What has you thinking about moving? What goal will that accomplish for your family? Will you be purchasing another one? How soon do you need to be there? What's important about the realtor you choose to sell your home, right?
Mm.
These are questions you should be asking in the open house. It is okay to go straight to them and say, well, what are you looking for in the realtor you're going to choose to hire to help you buy your next home,
Hmm.
right? Have that conversation right there, and it changes everything about what you're doing,
Okay.
right? So just go there. Let's go look at the buyer ones. Let me stop share because I'll scroll forever.
So what
And
do you
it's
say when somebody comes back with, well, I'm looking for someone who knows the area well?
okay, that's great. And what area? Like what specific area are you
Yeah.
looking at, right? I just keep
Mhm.
asking questions. So, yep, let's just keep role playing this.
So do
Okay.
you ever answer the question, or just you keep asking questions?
Sometimes,
Oh, okay.
sometimes, yeah,
Right.
because I'm trying to get to know them. I'm not trying to trick them. I'm just trying to
Okay.
get to know them. Okay.
Okay.
So
All right.
you say the
Yeah, I
specific
live
area.
in Plainfield.
Okay. And is that where you're looking for your next house to be as well?
No, no, we're in Fishers now. We'd like to move here.
Okay. I love that. What's
We
bringing you to Plainfield?
changed the school systems.
Okay, gotcha. So is it more important to have a realtor that knows Plainfield or Fishers, or do you want someone that knows both and can make the transition easily?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, I guess I'd like somebody that knows both.
Okay, yeah, that's what I mean. Ideally, I would think so too, because when you're buying and selling a house, we got a lot of balls we got to throw in the air at the same time. And yep, knowing both areas, I could really help you make that transition really smooth. But that's a
Right.
lot to do at once. So
Hmm.
when did you say you wanted to be settled? When would you like to be moved by?
Yeah. Well, we haven't been able to find a house yet, but we're thinking in the next 6 months.
Okay, I love that. Well, actually, if that's exactly why we should meet, because you've got a lot to do in the next 6 months to get both of these places put together. So, do you have time maybe this week? How about Tuesday afternoon that we could just sit down real quick and talk more about this move?
Yeah, I guess. I know that just seems so in your face, but I guess that's how you have to do it, right?
I mean, why wouldn't you? Let's keep talking through this.
Well,
What feels in your face?
me as a potential lead, I was like,
Yeah.
you want to meet? I don't know you. You know what I mean? I
But
got the
that's what I that okay, so keep going with this. Okay, so
okay.
I don't why would we meet? I don't want to know
You're
you.
being so pushy. I mean, that's what I feel like.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I did not mean to be
Oh, I
pushy at
wouldn't say
all.
that though, but
But see, so why does it go in your head? Because are you thinking that?
yeah.
Okay. So then we probably wouldn't work together. So you probably wouldn't hire a realtor like me who
Oh,
asks the hard questions and right.
yeah. Is
Because the
there a
people that are
softer
going to
way to do
hire
that?
me, well,
Like explain
no,
why
I
we
mean,
need to meet or
sure, absolutely. So what would you do?
oh,
You just don't want
maybe
to feel desperate, guys. So when you
right.
start going into, well, if we meet, then we can do this and that, right? Like, do you want to meet or not? Like, that's the
Yeah, yeah.
next step in this process, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it was just, we should work together. You have
Okay.
goals. I can help you hit them.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Nothing to lose for either of us to sit down and have coffee together. I'm not going expecting for them to be my client. I'm just going
Okay.
to move the relationship one step forward, and that might be how we can do it,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
right? Good
Okay.
questions. Good questions, Riley.
I just was gonna say, I think that maybe this will help, but maybe not. I
It all
feel like
helps.
my fear of rejection has really come down this year just because I've kind of shifted my mindset to be like I'm coming from a place of kind of like what you said, like you have goals, I want to help. If they don't want my help or I'm not the agent to help them, totally fine. But like, if I put myself out there and say, hey, this is what I can offer, and there's no like you said, there's no downside. So if you truly like, instead of getting in your head about like, oh, well, what if they say no? Or like, if you put yourself out there, you offer the services and that the services that you provide, you're a good agent and you feel that way about yourself, then when you offer the service, if they say no, then it's like, okay, no problem then.
Right. That's really good, Riley. And that's exactly, it's a mindset shift, right, Connie? Because, and you've always struggled with this. You
Mm-hmm.
know you're the best freaking realtor out there for them. And when you start owning that and like, you deserve me at your table, right? You just don't know it yet. But I
Mm-hmm.
am the best person to help you do this. So let's sit down and meet and let's get you started on that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that is a totally different mentality. So it's like, yeah. Jenny said something huge in the chat box also. Even people who are not quick decision makers like to be led by people who are quick decision makers and direct. We're their leader. I'm trying to be their leader when we meet, right? I'm trying to find out what do you need and how can I lead you through this because I'm the expert. And that's a mindset shift also, right? I'm going to lead them. I'm not going to follow them and try to have them look back and say, oh, yeah, now I'm ready for you, right? I don't want to chase them. I want to lead them through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does that help a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
yes, that's what I wanted with everyone. I never wanted a for sale by owner, right? Some people will use the strategy of a for sale by owner. Well, I might have a buyer for you. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Nope. I want to show you how I can make you more money by selling your house with me. And that's the only reason to talk. Right. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just a different strategy of how you want to do things. If you just want to be upfront, here's why we're talking. Right. We're talking because you have issues I can help, and I'm the best person to help you do that. So let's just meet and get together.
Okay.
Okay, does that help?
Yep. Yep.
And you got to learn that. Now, worst case scenario, you do it 5 times, and what happens? Everyone's like, you're so aggressive, right? Like you start getting these weird reactions from people, and it's like, so then you change it, and you're like, okay, that wasn't working. What am I doing wrong? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then go ahead and try to switch, and figure out
Yeah.
what works.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what Mike says. Meeting with people in person is 100 times more effective than trying to get a BAC or listing started over the phone. Hands down, right?
Yeah.
That has to be the next step before you're asking them to sign anything is you've got to get agreement. Do we want to work together? Am I the person you'd like to hire for your goals? And are you ready to hire me today?
Yeah.
That's truly what the meeting's for, right? So, Connie, and the script is in here. So, everybody, what is the meeting for? We've got 3 goals of the meeting. That's exactly why we should meet, because I would like to understand your goals for
Mm-hmm.
making this move. I'd like to tell you what I can do and how I get other buyers and sellers successfully sold. And if those 2 things are in alignment and you think I'm the right person to help you and I think I can help you hit your goals, then we'll decide that day to work together. Okay.
Good.
So, and that script is in here. You guys got to have those 3 memorized, right? When you have those down, here's why we're meeting. Find out your goals, tell you what I can do to help you succeed. And if there's alignment, we'll decide to work together that day. Then we'll move on to signing something. Does that help?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. We got 4 minutes. Good conversations, everybody. What else?
Yeah.
Let's do something else.
That's really good. I think my goal was getting their name on the paper. That's the wrong thing. It's get the
Correct.
appointment. Yeah.
Get the appointment. Yep, 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 yep. And until that's in your brain, I used to have it written. Ask questions, ask for the appointment. Because you
Mm-hmm.
have no idea. Top producers all the time will be like, God, I didn't get that appointment. I'll be like, well, did you ask?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. And that's where I was initially thinking, was it just a matter of not asking? Because sometimes that is what it is. You've got all the information, you just don't ask for the appointment.
Yep.
And for
And as they're
me,
walking away, you're going, why did I let them leave?
right? Yeah. And I will say that it was more uncomfortable for me to just get name and address and then try to follow up later. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? The most comfortable thing for me was to get the appointment and then get their contact and build that
That
relationship.
makes perfect sense. Why get in a stupid name? Go for the appointment. Once you get the
Yeah.
appointment, then they'll give you the contact information.
That's exactly. Then you're done. And they already
Yeah.
trust you enough to at least get
Mm-hmm.
that far. We've built rapport,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Good one.
Okay. So, what's your game, everybody, this weekend with your
Practice.
open houses? What's your game? Ask every person, get in a conversation, get far enough to say, that's exactly why we should meet. Do you have time? And they may push back, like, oh, well, what would we even do at that meeting? We're still 2 years out. Yeah, you're exactly right. And sometimes it takes us 2 years to get a move like this under our belt. So I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do is really talk about your goals to buy and sell this property, right? How you want to do that, what would make the perfect move. I'll tell you about how I've helped other families do this in the past, right? How we've been successful with my processes to get them bought and sold easily. And then we can find out if you think I'm the right realtor for you, or if I think I can be the one that really help you hit those goals, then we can decide together if we want to work together. How's that sound? Okay. So I just keep saying it so you guys can hear it a few different ways, but have those 3 things, 3 reasons we're meeting down. Okay. And ask every single person. Ask every single person. That is your game with yourself, is move those questions toward, can you ask? That's exactly who I should meet, and set your appointment.
Perfect.
Okay, you guys are awesome. Connie, you're the best. Thank you, as always, for sharing, for being vulnerable, for telling us what you're struggling with. Everyone else, thanks for helping. And if you have anything you want to talk through, send it my way, and I'll see you all next Tuesday.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.